सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तम् गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमदास्य शिष्यम् श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमतास्य पद्म पादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यम् तं तोडकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणम् सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। नमः श्री शङ्करानन्द गुरुपादाम्बुजन्मने सविलासमहामोह ग्राहग्रासैककर्मणे। आत्मानं चेद्विजानीयात् अयमस्मीति पुरुषः किमिच्छन् कस्य कामाय शरीरम् अनुसञ्ज्वरेत्। We have been seeing Purusha. Who is the Purusha? Who is the Jiva? Who, if he realizes himself as Aham Asmi, I am Atma Aham Asmi, Vijaniyat Chet, Kimichan, for what desire, Kasya Kamaya, for whose desire it is, for whose, what purpose, Sariram Anusanjvaret, he thereafter will make his body identify with body and suffer. In that context, Purushaha is explained, Jivaha, otherwise known as Chidabhasaha. The reflection of consciousness is referred as Purushaha, Jivaha. And then Janiyat, Atmanam Janiyat, Chet. So if he comes to know, then what is the understanding? That I am that only. I am Asmi. Aham Asmi. Atmanam Chet Vijaniyat I am Asmi iti Purusha. I am Asmi. Asmi means I am. I am as me. That is called I am Asmi. Because nowadays we are not Asmi. We are not looking at ourselves as me. So here, the Purva Bakshi had questioned that this realization of Aham Asmi, Aham Atma Asmi, happens to whom? So the Purva asked this question, is it not true? Jnanam tata ajnanam, both of them happens into that mind of the Jiva. So he asked this question in verse number 14. We read, Jnanita, together, Jnanita jnanite tvatma avasatcheva nata atmanah tata cha kadamabhasah kutastosmiti buddhyatam. Abhasasya chidabhasasya eva jnanita ajnanita. Together become jnanita jnanite, because they're dual number. So the ajnanam as well as jnanam, both are belonging to the chidabhasa only, the individual only, to the jiva only. Chidabhasasya eva jnanita sthitihi ajnanita sthitihi. The state of ignorance, ajnanita sthiti, and jnanita sthiti, the state of knowledge. Jnanita ajnanite tu atma abhasasya eva. Atmanah abhasasya eva. Atmanah abhasa means chidabhasa. Chidehe abhasa chidabhasa. Chidabhasasya eva na cha atmanah na kutastasya. I hope these words are clear to you. Kutastha refer to pure consciousness, and Chidabhasa refers to representing poor consciousness. One is pure, and this is poor. So poor reflection of that pure sun. So Chidabhasasya eva jnanita sthitihi ajnanita sthitihi na cha atmanah. If that is the case, then tada kadam abhasaha, how that reflection kutastha asmi iti buddhyatam. How does that will come to realize aham kutastha iti? Why this question? Let's all first understand. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi has said, Jnana varjita ajnana hina chit jnanamasti kim jnatum antaram. That's a very, very beautiful statement. Jnana varjita ajnana hina chit. Chit consciousness is jnanam tada ajnana varjitam. So Atma is that is neither ignorant nor of the nature of knowledge. Here knowledge should be understood as vritti jnanam. Vritti jnanam nasti chide. Chidatmani vritti jnanam nasti. And knowledge of things are not there in that consciousness. So neither it is ignorant nor it is intelligent in this sense. For example, even in the most unintelligent person, there is awareness, I am. Are you ignorant? I am ignorant. So that person also says, I am. So the ignorance belongs to whom? To the buddhi, to the intellect, not to the awareness. Similarly, the same person, after upon knowing what the knowledge is, again, vritti jnanam, shastra jnanam is there. Do you have shastra? I know. Who says? Awareness is the same. Awareness has not changed by intellect knowing and intellect not knowing it. Jnana varjita ajnana hina chit. Consciousness is ajnana varjitam and jnana varjitam api. Awareness is, even when I am, let us say I was 2 years old, I know I am. At that time, what is my vritti jnanam? My thought knowledge in the form of a thought. Many things I did not know. Even now, many things I do not know. But I am, that awareness is untouched by this. So, Atmanah na jnanita ajnanita. That's the point here. Consciousness does not have knowledge and ignorance. It is like saying that sun has darkness, sun has day and night. The sun has day and night. Can you tell the sun, good morning, sun? What do you mean by good morning? I don't have morning or night. You may have the morning and night and day or whatever. I don't have that. The sun will very innocently will tell, I don't have day and night. Then why are they called Dinakar? That's their problem. Divakara, Dinakara. I don't create day. Do I create day? So the sun was present, sun is present all the time, day and night does not belong to it. In the same way, awareness is always present. There is no question of knowledge and ignorance. Jnanita, ajnanita, abhasasya, nacha atmanah. This point is clear in your mind. Awareness does not have ignorance or knowledge. Now, the one which is in the state of ignorance and now come to know, when he says, tata cha kadam abhasah kutastah amasmiti buddhyatam. How is that the individual who was ignorant before, after gaining the knowledge of oneself as the self, can say aham kutastha iti? Then there are ahankara is there, aham is there. That does not belong to the kutastha. That aham is individualized chidabhasa. And how that chidabhasa can claim to be a kutastha? Aham kutastha aham asmi iti buddhyatam. How does it realize? This is the question raised by the Purvapakshi here. So, even as he says taham kutastaha, it is again out of vritti jnanam only he does that. As a knowledge which is again within the purview of the jivatva only. So, now, the thing is, from the standpoint of Vedanta, the question is this. Are there two things called Chidabhasa and Kutastha? First of all, are there two? If they are two, they can never be combined. They can never merge with each other. Is that if there are two, the very fact they are two, there must be a distinction. What makes it two? Two means one is not the other. As Guruji also writes in his commentary there. For example, there are two friends, Ram Kumar and Shyam Kumar. Ram Kumar knows himself to be Ram Kumar, different from Shyam Kumar. If he says he's Shyam Kumar, then the knowledge is erroneous. If there are two, Ram and Shyam, and if there are two, and Ram is Ram and Shyam is Shyam, Ram cannot say I'm Shyam, then there is something wrong there. So if there are two, Kutastha and Chidabhasa, there are two, they are always two only. One cannot be the other. So Chidabhasa saying I am Kutastha, it's erroneous knowledge there. That is not correct. That is a question of the Purvapakshi. Now, if you say there are not two, then the question doesn't arise. There is only one there. And there is, you have to say either Kutastha alone is there and Chidabhasa alone is there. You have already said there is a Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa, that Jiva can ever then be able to claim itself as Kutastha. Now the question is answered. Nayam doshaschidabasaha Kutasthaikasvabhavavan Apasattvasya mityatvat Kutastattvavasheshanat Nayam doshaschidabasaha Kutastaikasvabhavavan Apasattvasya mityatvat Kutastattvavasheshanat Na ayam dosha. There's no issue here now, actually. Na ayam dosha. Dosha means defect, error, erroneousness. There is no error in the statement made by the Upanishad or what we have said. Why it is so? Chidabhasaha kutastha ekasvabhavavan. Kutastha ekasvabhavavan. Oh, there is only ekasvabhava. Ekasvabhava means only one nature. One thing only there. Meaning what? Chidabhasa is an appearance and not real. In other words, Ram appears to be a Shyam. Or Shyam appears to be Ram, whatever way. It's like a person, as I give the example, a person in a drama stage, actor, behaving like a character. So when that character called a beggar, when he acts like a character as a beggar, he forgets that he is a beggar, he is an actor. Then so he behaves like a beggar and he feels that he's a beggar. Even after the drama is over. So the friends around in the backstage and the green room, they say, you are not a beggar. I am. Then they have to give him some tappat market. You are not a beggar anymore. You just finish. You remove your clothes. Veshahanatah swatma darshanam isha darshanam swatma rupatah. Veshahanatah. When you remove the vesha, the vesha is what? Where you enter. Wish is to vesh. So vesha means to enter into that vesha. But that word is different. Wish and wish. So vesha is an appearance. You got into a particular appearance, forgetting your original nature. So ekah eva dvau eva drishyate. One alone is appearing to be two. When you see the reflection of the sun, there is nothing called reflection independent of that sun. The sun itself is reflecting there. Because of the parameters or the condition in which we are looking at the reflection, we think only this is this much. But really speaking, Kutastha and Chidabhasa, they are not two, appearing to be two. So therefore, Kutastha Eka Swabhavavan Chidabhasa. Kutastha Eka Swabha. The nature of Kutastha is the nature of Chidabhasa. Chidabhasa Kut, but behaves because of what? Abhasa Abhasatvasya Mityatvat. The abhasatva of that state of being a reflector consciousness is only a mithya, as much as the snake is only an appearance, while what is there from beginning till end is only a rope. Appearance of the snake does not change the quality of the rope. It is untouched, asanga, right? Because somebody is projecting on me the snake, therefore let him become the snake. It doesn't. Let me behave like a snake. No. Let me thereafter bite everybody. No. Let me coil like the snake. No. Let me have venom like a snake. No. Similarly, even as one understands, realizes that all the time I have been behaving like a jiva, really I'm not. So this is why when Ramana Maharshi was asked this question, what was your condition before realization? He said, who will talk about that foolishness? Really, it's a foolishness because I had behaved foolishly like who I was. Whereas now I come to know and then I realize how foolish it was. So, abhasatvasya of the chidabhasasya mithyatvat, being that is elusive, illusion only. And when that mithyatva is removed, mithya is removed, kutastatva avasheshanat. What remains is only kutastha. What remains only consciousness. What remains is only the rope. I hope you understand. I hope you know the rope now. Rope eva satyam. Rope alone is there. Rajju eva satyam, na sarpaha. So when, as Guruji writes here, is the individual really different from the changeless self? If it were so, then the individual cannot know himself to be the changeless self. If Ram Kumar and Shyam Kumar are different individuals, Shyam Kumar cannot know himself as Ram Kumar, or vice versa. And therefore, he has assumed, Shyam Kumar has assumed the role of Ram Kumar in the drama, then that Ram Kumar must know himself to be Shyam. So it's another example he gives. Like when Ram Kumar looks at the mirror, he sees a reflection of himself, which is only a reflection. And there is no real person in that reflection. The real person is here only, not there. So then what happens when, if the reflection could speak, it would say, I am Ram Kumar. Isn't that true? the reflection were to speak, what it will say? Will say, you are wrong. I'm Shyam actually. No, I am same. You whatever you say is what I am. If he raises the hand, that also will do. If, then some of the movies, no, they say when they raise the hand. That one doesn't. What is that? There is a problem there. So there is no difference between really speaking Ram and Shyam. Ram itself appears to be Shyam. When the mirror is removed, what happens to Shyam then? Shyam being dark, then it will go away. Only Ram will remain. That's what Avasheshanat. Kutastatva Avasheshanat. Avasheshana means what remains is really Kutastha. Therefore, the Chidabhasa, upon realizing, he says, I'm really Kutastha only. There's nothing wrong in that saying. Because the other one being Mithya. If it had been real, then that statement would be wrong. If Chidabhasa is as real as Kutastha, then the Chidabhasa being different from Kutastha cannot say Aham Kutastha. Kutastha Aham Asmi iti na vaktum shakyate. This is not possible. So now Purvapakshi won't keep quiet. He will say, Nanu bhai. No, wait. Kutastosmiti bodhopi Ityachenneti ko vadet Nahi satyataya vishtam Rajju sarpa visarpanam Kutastosmiti bodhopi Mityachenneti ko vadet Nahi satyataya vishtam Rajju sarpa visarpanam. See, Kutastaha asmi, I am consciousness. In this knowledge, when it takes place as a jnanam in the mind of an individual, Chidabhasa Jiva, because the Chidabhasa himself is mithya, the knowledge that he is got also is mithya. Right? Right or not? If Chidabhasa himself is false, the knowledge that he has got also is false. So therefore, Kutastaha asmi iti bodha api mithya. The jnanam that Kutastha, I mean, Chidabhasa gets it. The Jiva gets aham atma. That particular knowledge is also mithya only. Because the individual is, see, the beggar in this example, the beggar, even if he says, I am actually an actor, the beggar says, the beggar being false, what he claims is also false. Until he removes this whole thing. And when he removes, what does it mean? Aham hai hi nahi. So aham hai hi nahi, so who will claim it to be what? So then the answer to this question is it not that Chidabhasa being mithya, the Jiva being a false entity, the knowledge that he has got also is false? Then the answer to is, you are right. Who said it is not? No chet idi ko vadet. Who's saying that it is not right? Yes, you are right. That knowledge that happens to be there in the case of a Chidabhasa, the Chidabhasa having this knowledge that aham atma, aham brahma, that is also mithya only. This is a very, very interesting point. It's a very interesting point in the sense that anything that we come to learn from the standpoint of ahankar, aham janami, that is mithya. Because who claims? So here, And why this Purvapakshi is giving that example and why the reply is, yes, you are right. Nahi satyataya abhishtam. What is taken to be real, like the snake, taken to be real, Rajju Sarpa Visarpanam. Okay, the movement or the shaking of you know, the uh, the snake is also equally unreal. The movement of the snake is also unreal. Is it not true? Any movement of the snake which is actually is adhyasitam, which is superimposed on a rope, and that is also, the movement is also cannot be considered as real. As much as the qualities of the snake, whatever it be, belong to the snake which is projected only, does not belong to the rope at all. Similarly, the knowledge that is gained by this Chidabhasa as I am so and so belong to that Chidabhasa which is Mithya and not belonging to. That's why earlier also said Jnanata, the knowledge, Vritti Jnanam api Mithya eva. So then, this Purvaksha, what did he say? Jnanam Mithya? That Jnanam that you got is Mithya? Yes. Hare Baba, then why are we doing all these things? What is the purpose of then learning oneself to be a Kutastha or the consciousness? What is the purpose? The answer to that is तादृशेनाभिबोधेन संसारो हि निवर्तते यक्षानुरूपो हि बलिः इत्याहुर्लौकिका जनाः तादृशेनापि बोधेन संसारो हि निवर्तते यक्षानुरूपो हि बलिः इत्याहुर्लौकिका जनाः. End result of this knowledge is end of samsara. Tadrshena api bodhena, in that kind of a knowledge also, etena jnanena, etadrshena jnanena, this kind of knowledge which one gains, what is final result of it? Samsara nivartate. The suffering ends. What? I am the body, I am the mind, I am the intellect. This suffering caused by the identification, by knowing I am consciousness, ends or not. Meaning, all the trouble as being an individual, suffering individual is ending because of this knowledge or not. Yes, it has served the purpose there. Because Atma Moksha Rupa. Paramatma is of the nature of liberation. Nobody can take it away from it, nor it can give. Nobody can give it, nobody take it away. Then, what is that individual has come to realize that moksha swarupa aham, knowing which he looks at all the ones which causing the suffering as false. Whether it's a body, or the mind, or the intellect, or the ahankar which thinks this is what I am, that ends, right? Samsaraha nivartate. Gurudev used to give this example. One fellow went to a doctor and he said, I think there is some bug in my head moving around. I can't sleep. It just keeps on nagging me every time. So what do I do? So they did the scan, etc. They found nothing. They know that he's thinking like that. But he says, no, there is something. I went to many, many doctors. Everybody says the same thing. You are also saying this. What is it? I'm just getting a nagging feeling that fellow is moving around all the time. I said, okay. Yeah. Now we found which Oprah overlooked it. Yes, there is a bug there. So next week you come prepared. We will do a small surgery into your brain and then we'll remove that and find. So he was very happy. Finally, one fellow accepted that I have this. So then next week he went there. Then he was given anesthesia. And the doctor, he had a lot of his fellow assistant and interns. They were all there. So they looked at him and said, really speaking, he doesn't have anything. No, no problem. Just put him into anesthesia. Just lie down. And put an injection, which is nothing but what is it called? Placebo.
Placebo.
They put. He slept. And these people are playing cards, So the attendants and the interns said, what are we doing? I said, don't worry. So 5 minutes or 10 minutes later, he said, go outside and get small mosquito or some bug. So they brought in a small container, live. He woke up. See, that's the one. That's the one which caused all the trouble. Oh, can you take it as a souvenir? Oh, yeah, please take it. Problem solved. Now, originally, there was no problem. When we imagine ourselves to be mana, buddhi, ahankar, which causes the samsar, how does it end? Knowing that that is false. So, mithya jnanam about mithya. The mithyatvam of that everything, samsara, is known, and that also falls away. It is said in Katakarenuvat, jnanamapi Katakarenuvat, at the like, upon knowing that, even the knowledge will disappear from there. Why? What you come to realize that as whatever been thinking is wrong. And this knowledge, has it's contributed anything? Yes, what? It solved the problem. Even though there was no problem. Nashto moha smritir labda, when Arjuna says, what does it mean? My delusion gone. My confusion is gone. My wrong thinking has ended. So here also, even as you say, that knowledge that is there as the person kutastaha aham ismi iti bodha, meaning it is vritti jnanam api mithya eva iti vadati chet, tvam vadasi chet, tat na cheti iti na iti ko vadedu. Who says it is not? But the problem, the end result is what? Tadrshena jnanena bodhena samsara nivartate. The end of samsara, meaning what? End of misunderstanding, forgetfulness caused by forgetfulness, that has ended. Therefore, according to the deity alone is the bali. Yaksha anurupo hi bali. Because the samsara itself is mithya, knowledge to solve that is also mithya. Yaksha anurupo hi balihi. This is a statement. According to the Yaksha, the Devata, so should be the bali. Meaning sacrifice should be given in the rituals. Mhm. For example, if you are worshipping Bhagavan Shiva and give him all the ornaments, what am I going to do with all these things? On the other hand, if you are worshipping Vishnu, you give snakes. So what do you mean, insulting me or what? Because he wears all the kavacha kundala and all this, and with all the gold and all those things. But Bhagavan Shiva, if you give him, he'll throw it away. Give me some snakes, poison, anything else available. Yakshanurupo hi balihi. So what is to be given to a particular deity, that alone should be given. Anything else you give will be of no use to that particular deity worship. So, iti ahuhu laukika janaha. This is how the world. So, mityarupaha samsaraha mitya jnanena nashyate. Mitya iti jnanena nashyate. So, by any other means, that's why it is said, no, in Atmabodha also, if there is a darkness, how will you remove the darkness except bringing the light? Yata deepo nivata. No, no, what is that verse? What is that verse? No, 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 not Parichin. So where there's a darkness, you cannot bring anything else except jnanat eva ajnana nivrittihi. In the same way, darkness can be removed only by the bringing of light. Similarly, So tasmadabhasa purushah Sakutasto vivicyatam Kutastosmiti vijñātum arhatītyabhyatāt śrutihi tasmādāvāsa puruṣah sakutasto vivicyatam kūtastosmīti vijñātum arhatītyabhyatāt śrutihi. Shrudihi abhyathat, Shrudihi abodayat. So Shruti or the scripture has spoken, had given this knowledge. What? Kutastaha asmi idi vijñādum arhati. He is eligible, qualified to realize oneself as Kutastha. Kutastaha asmi idi vijñātum, to know, to realize, arhati. Adhikari bhavati. He becomes qualified when tam kutastam vivichya. Tam kutastam vivichya. From what? Abhyasa, chidabhasat. Sa kutastaha tam vivichya. Having that clearly distinguishing what? Tasmat abhasa purushaha saha, that person who is chidabhasaha, kutastaha really he is none other than pure consciousness. That pure consciousness he is, really speaking, discriminating, differentiating clearly oneself from that chidabhasa. Tam Chidabhasat kutastam vivichya, then only kutastaha aham asmi iti vijñātum arhati. Meaning he should never thereafter fall back onto the state of Chidabhasa. So it is not like I'm Brahman, actually morning 10 o'clock. Almost, after the class is over. After that, again back to samsara. Then he is not arhata. He has no arhati. In Tamil, means arhati. Arhati is there. No, he is not qualified there. He is very clearly distinguishing, differentiating. What? Aham kutastaha eva na chidabhasaha kadachit. Even in the past when I was behaving like a chidabhasa or jiva, I was not. Really, I was not. I was not aware of that, therefore I was behaving like that. So, one does not fall back onto the state of Chidabhasa or Jiva, then only Arhati Saha person, that's where Vijñātum. What is it? The first verse is what? Atma Chet Vijaniyat. Vijaniyat here means knows not only as just I come to know. No, Vijaniyat means he has come to discriminate clearly that aham na chidabhasaha kutastha eva aham iti vivichya tam vivichya kutastha asmi iti vijñātum arhati. I am asmi iti purushaha. I am. So that is the reason why he will not fall back to the desire prompted by the chidabhasa. Kimichan, that one which is desiring is absent. Is mithya. The one who is desiring, kimichan kasya kamaya, because for whose sake and for what purpose? Because the one who is even desiring to be something else or desiring something else in this world is mithya, is not there as such. Then only he becomes fully eligible to call himself as Kutastha. Ayam asmi iti purushaha arhati bhavat. So I become person of a deserving person to say that. All right. So that is done. Now comes I am. In that, because he's going to elaborate every word. What he has done so far is Purusha is completed. That word Purusha is completed. So, Vijaniyat, that aspect is already done. What Vijaniya? In case he comes to know. Vijaniyat chet. Comes to know. In case he comes to know. Comes to know what? Who comes to know what? Chidabhasaha Swarupataha Aham Kutastaha Idi Vijaniya chet. Katham bhavati tat, how is that possible? Tat saha chidabhasaha mithya eva iti. That chidabhasa is nothing but a false entity. That so-called jiva is a false entity. It's not true. Swamiji, you may say so, but when I have to get back home, back to samsara only. Again, back to the same condition. Nothing changed. Yes, it is true. We are so caught up and identified with our individuality, we are not able to separate ourselves from it. That's what he said. Vivichya tandulamyata. Like as it is said in Atma Bodha, that like that from the husk, how that rice is removed, Swamiji, it's not like that, by beating it up. So you have to go and beat up yourself. Remove that husk. So here one has to consistently practice this viveka. I'm not this. Even though I behave like this, I'm not this. Even though I desire this, actually it is belonging to that mithya rupa jiva. It's not mine. So, as no, the point here is even as the person who has realized he has the two forms of ego, remember that. One is for the laukika vyavahare tata abhivaidike. Laukika vyavahare, what he does, it separates the chidabhasa from kutastha, and as a chidabhasa he acts. Knowing very well, he has differentiated it. And in the case of when he is in contemplation or study or reflection, he separates Chidabhasa from Kutastha and remains as Kutastha. In both the cases, he is using the Amukya Aham Prashabda. Whereas in the case of others, they do not differentiate this at all. Kutastha and Chidabhasa, or the pure consciousness and poor consciousness, Anyonya Abhyasad Aham iti Shabdena Prayunte. Aham there is Shabdam Prayunte. So he uses the Mukhya Aham, commonly used Aham, in the form of combination of these two. He cannot distinguish that consciousness and the individual jiva, they appear to be Anyonya Abhyasa. He cannot distinguish it. See, this is the reason why we are miserable. Why? Because I want to be happy, but I cannot. Even in the, I had the session with the ninth grader. They asked, if we are happiness, what is there to pursue? The question is right? If we are of the nature of Brahman, what is there to do? I said, we forget. That's the problem. See, the question that they ask is very advanced. And you as a parent, you'll wonder, where is this morning? When I was in ninth grade, did I have the question? Did I have the question, if I'm Brahman, why should I do any striving to become Brahman? Did you ask when you were in ninth grade? Swamiji, we were thinking about whether that cricket match will win or that one, the team will win. That is our concern at that point. So they asked that question. If I'm Brahman, what should I do any prayatna at all? So prayatna is because we forget. So this consistent viveka is what is considered as the sadhana. Another question asked, what is the practice of religion? Right? It's bringing a discipline to your life of what to do and what not to do. Anyway, so here, next is I am. Who I am Atma, right? Ahayam asmi, ayam atma asmi iti purusha vijaniya chit. So what is this I am? Now look at this verse. Asandigtavat viparyasta bodho dehatmanikshate tatvadatreti nirnetum ayamityabhidhiyate asandikta viparyasta bodho dehatmanikshate tatvadatreti nirnetum ayamityabhidhiyate. Ayam iti abhidhiyate is known. Abhidha it means to know. Abhidha means naam. इसका नाम ऐसा है. So abhidha. What is that? Ayam iti abhidha. This is the name. This is known as ayam. What is known as ayam here? Swamiji is very simple. I am. No. So, I am in English is different from ayam. See, ayam in Sanskrit means this. So it can refer to neuter to start with. Ayam. Also it refers to Purusha as well as the Stri. Ayam Sita. Ayam Ramaha. Ayam Vriksha. So Ayam goes to all of them which we want to refer to as this. This means the close proximate to you. When you say Tat, it is far away from you. Tat when you say that. In English also, that when you say it is something away from you, different from you, far away from you. Bring that chair. Where? Near this table. So there is obviously made the spatial difference, right? That chair to this table. So why are you saying that chair? Why not you bring that chair to that table? Then you are far away from it, both of them. So when you say this, you are referring to what is most proximate. So here, Ayam Atma is Aparoksha Atma. Aparoksha means it is not through any media that you come to recognize it. It is, I am referring to the closest possible, and the difference between you and that is almost nil. Then only you say I am here in this context. So, Atma Asmi. I am Atma Asmi. Aham Brahma Asmi. Meaning, Asmi, that word qualifies that what you are referring it as I am. I am Asmi. Meaning, I am. I am this. This Atma I am. So here, this again is akin to I am. In English, Aham, which is referred to this I am Aham. So it is this because of the very fact you are denoting it as this, it is not away from you. That is first point. Now, when in a common man's perception, how much a common man refer to his body as this? For when I say body, I consider a common man, a person who has no Atmagyan, what he will say, I am the body. Even though it is this body he's referring to. So this body means what? The closest he can identify with. Right? Atma dehatmani ikshate. Deha atmani ikshate. Meaning what? Deha eva atma. Iti ikshate. Ikshate sees. He considers. Ikshate also means consider. Considers the body as himself. And with no doubt. Asandikta. Is it not? A common man will ask, are you the body? What question you are asking? I am. So asandik means sandeha ragita, sandeha shunya. With no sandeha, no doubt, such an individual who is saying asamshayena, without any samshaya, and aviparyasta bodha. And there is no contradiction at all. He doesn't say, today I am the body, tomorrow I am not. No. Yesterday I was, today I am not. No. There is no contradiction at all in his statement about himself as the body. So, asandikta aviparyasta bodha. What? Deha atmani ikshate. Dehatmani ikshate. As considering oneself as this body, there is doubtless knowledge. A common man has. Is seen that way. Tadvat. In the same way, atra. Atra means in the case of a person who has realized himself as the Kutastha, atra iti nirnetum, to make a doubtless, error-free understanding, that for that purpose alone, the word I am is used. In other words, I am iti shabdena asandikta apivaryasya aviparyasta jnanam bodha. A person who has the doubtless, erroneous, free knowledge or awareness about one's own body as oneself, in the same way, one should have doubtless, with no contradiction and erroneousness of mind, that aham atma, to indicate that the word I am is used. Meaning the abhyasa for a sadhaka is, as much as a common man says, there is no doubt I am the body, there should be no doubt I am Atma. Not only oneself, everybody. Otherwise, I am Brahman, I know, but I know about others. Aham Brahma should be a doubtless knowledge. So that is why it is said, if a person has a doubt, the doubt will kill him. Is it not true that in Gita also it is said, Samshayatma vinashyati. There is a man of doubt always perishes. Nayam lokasya na varaha na sukam. Samshayatmana. There is no real joy for an individual, either in this world or any other world. One who does not know this correctly. So, yeah, we'll do the next verse also. Dehatma jnanavat jnanam. Dehatma jnana bhadakam. Atmanye bhavavetyasya sanechannapi muchyate. Dehatma jnanavat jnanam. Dehatma jnana bhadakam. Atmanye bhavavetyasya sanechannapi muchyate. He says, if a person, this knowledge of dehatma jnanavat, deha atma iti jnanavat, what means like a person who has such a solid knowledge that I am the body. In the same way, jnanam atma jnanam, dehatma jnana bhadakam. It completely removes the notion that I am the body. Here, Deha can include all the Panchakoshas. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, Kosha, Sarva, Adi, everything it can be added as Deha here. So none of these things remain when this Atma Jnanam takes place. Jnanam Dehatma Jnana Bhadakam. So, then such a person, when it happens, Atmani eva yasya bhavet, in oneself when it takes place, he gets released whether he wants it or not. Na icchinnapi muchyate. Anichannapi muchyate. I don't want to get liberated. No, you have no choice. You have no choice. It is like when you're dreaming, and then in the dream, there was a lion that was chasing. That lion that was chasing releases you. Get up. Is it not that that lion part of the dream is also mithya? The dream itself is mithya. In the dream, there was a lion that is also mithya. But is it not helping you to get out? Thank God the lion came. Otherwise, I would not have woken up. So you thank that lion who's not there. Of course, lying down is another one. But one who's, one who is in the dream, the dream lion, I'm not that one. Lion King. Dream lion. I am saluting to the dream lion because of whom I got out of this dream. So even though that is a mithya only. So this knowledge which you may consider it as a part of the mithya bhumi, but it has liberated you, whether you like it or not. After waking from the dream, only you realize, oh my, thank God, I got up. Actually, I didn't want to. You have no choice. That lion will push you out. No, again, I have to go back. Let me go back and live into the same. Not possible. So, Atmanyeva bhavetyasya na saha na icchanna vimuchyate. Even if he does not want, this is coming from Upadesha Sahasri. There's 1,000 verses written by Bhagavan Shankaracharya. It is lifted up directly without paying any copyright and brought here. So that is what is the copyright in India? Everybody has a right to copy. Nobody bothers about copyright. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kasyat Dukha Bhave Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om